Mike Trudell will be handling the post-game duties, and we're going to get some sound tonight, hopefully. Where do I begin? Lakers lose in embarrassing fashion to Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's first win of the year. They were up 26 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the second quarter. At the end of the third, they were down 97-95. So they were outscored 53-25 in that span. They were up 41-19 after one, Rob. After one. From that point on, they were outscored by 30 points, 104-74.
You know, it's weird because when you watch this game and you watch the way the Lakers came out, they jumped on them from the beginning. And then all of a sudden, they started laughing, they started joking. They wasn't taking this team serious. You know, that's a professional basketball team. They might be young, but all those guys have pride. And next thing you know, they caught a little attitude. And that little attitude made them start moving the ball, start them attacking them. And by that time, the Lakers were comfortable. They caught them very comfortable. Next thing you know, they start punching them in the mouth. And the Lakers was like fiberglass, and they didn't know what to do with that. So you look at this game, and hopefully it's a learning point for the Lakers that you have to take each and every possession serious, because this is allegedly the worst team in basketball. You still have to go out here and play this game every quarter like it's your last. And they didn't do that. They did it one quarter, then they thought the game was over.
One of you, when we were watching the game and saw it slipping away, made a great point. When you turn that focus off and you've already relaxed, it is hard, especially at this level, which you two have played in, to get it back.
Yeah, as an athlete, you're trained to conjure up energy and, you know, be focused in basketball for 48 minutes. And you have to finish the job, regardless of who you're playing. You cannot disrespect the worst team in the league. In fact, you make sure you put them away, and let them know that they don't have a chance. And I think the Lakers came out with that mentality, but I don't know what happened. They kind of just disrespected these young guys. And I heard Steve Kerr say the other day, they're capable of beating teams if you don't play your game. And I think this I don't know. I've seen a lot of Lakers losses. This might have been like the worst loss I've seen.
Because you're up 26, right?
It just sucked that they have this mentality that they can't finish games and they think that teams are going to just lay down for them. And they got to change that. This was really ugly. I don't have a whole lot to say. I'd put them on Greyhound and let them drive back to L.A. and think about it, because you cannot perform like that. You can't be a Laker and play like they did tonight. There's a lot of details, a lot of stuff, stats and all that, but that's a mindset, and they don't have it yet. And if they don't change some, and I know it's early in the season, people say they're going to get it together, but this wasn't one of those games. They should have won this game, and it's just the disrespect that they showed for Oklahoma by not being professional and finishing the job it's not Laker style. It's, you know, they got to figure out. They got to figure out some stuff. The last shot by Monk, I don't know what that was. It was crazy.
Yeah, 2 airball threes in that final stanza there. Carmelo as well. I don't know where to start. I mean, James, definitely some words there. I appreciate what you said. You look at the Laker defense. It's been a problem really from the start of the season. This team was averaging 94.5 points a game. They had 97 going into the fourth quarter. So there's defensive breakdowns all along. This team was losing games by 18.5 points. This team was 0-4. If you're up this much against, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Utah, okay, a team like that can come back on you, because those are solid fundamental teams. This team's average player is 23 years old. That's way too much inexperience to have a comeback like this.
You can look at the comparisons between the first half and the second half, and I sat in this seat at halftime and I said it was the best offensive performance of the year to date, and I believed that. It was 72 points. They had shot 62% from the field. They were 50% from three, very efficient, not a high volume, 7 of 14. The ball was moving, 20 assists. You look at the second half, ball was sticking. Rob called it immediately. Just 9 assists, 4 of 21 from three, 38%, and just 43 points. But guys, for me, it still comes down to defensively. Not a lot of resistance, not a lot of closing out. To me, that's a lot of effort. Rob, I mean, you're all capable defenders. You're playing the youngest team in the league. You see it slipping away. If your offense is not clicking and you've gone cold, you can still do one thing, and that's defend. correct?
Yeah, you can bear down and play good defense. And if you watch OKC's offense, it went simple. They simplified everything. They just did pick and roll, and they just drove, kick, and then the guy shot the ball, or he drove, kick, vice versa. It's so many things like that that happen in the game. And then you watch the Lakers offense, it was go to AD. AD squares up, holds the ball for 2 or 3 seconds, then tries to make a move while the defense is eyeballing you, looking at you, and then they collapse. And then our shooters were getting the ball too late to like shoot a good shot. And that's what you have to look at the offense, because offense sometimes leads to good defense. I know back when James and I played, it was defense led to offense, but this era is opposite. It's offense leads to defense, because when the Lakers were scoring, they were up defending. They were doing everything because they was feeling good about themselves. But once they stopped scoring, they started pointing fingers like, help me on defense, and doing things of that nature. So you really have to bear down. I think in a situation like that, every time they ran the pick and roll, because if you look at OKC, they're all the same size players. They should have just switched everything, got up in those guys. So you know what? You're not getting to the paint. You're going to shoot some outside shots that are contested.
And you got to give OKC credit for adjusting. They did a nice job offensively. Giddey had a season-high 10 assists. They had a season-high in points. Rob said they went to a simple pick and roll. They knew they could exploit the Lakers. And also defensively, they really packed it in. They weren't going to let Russ get downhill. And they forced the Lakers to really not attack James, because when you look at free throws, 29 for OKC, and it was 10 for the Lakers until that final minute. So it ended at 14, but that just kind of tells you where their mindset was offensively from about that second quarter on.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma, I think they kind of figured out that the Lakers really weren't playing great defense. And to go along with that, they didn't really feel like they, were respecting them at all, just the way they were playing the game. I don't know, man. It was just pretty ugly. And I think the Lakers are going to have to really think about how they want to play. And, to lose to Oklahoma after being up 26, not getting to the line, not moving the ball, not playing defense. I just don't know what to say, Brad. I'm kind of ready to go home and just forget about it. It was ugly.
Yeah.
I don't have much
the
to say
game,
about
only in
it.
the A block, too. You can't go home yet.
I just think, it was ugly. The whole from
Chair segment. Brez, what happened, or what did you see going down with the Russ situation kind of at the end of that game, final seconds? OKC gets the steal, the dunk.
Yeah, it wasn't a good throw by Rondo, or maybe he needed someone to come back and grab the ball. Miscommunication there, whatever it was. Baisley, a young kid. This team is very, very young. Grabbed the ball, still 5 seconds left. So he saw an open court and went for the dunk, and Russ did not like it, not at all. Russ, he's going to have some sentiments here. He played here all those years.
Jack in the Box halftime report. Lakers up 16 in OKC. Let's get you out in with the foul. The Lakers with their best offensive half of the year, 72-56. AD with 15, Carmelo with 10, Russ with 10 Lakers have already scored so far tonight. More to come on the Jack in the Box halftime report. Russ is rolling. Lakers have led by as many as 26, but a late OKC run has it down to 16 at the break. Kirk dominance, 72-56. How about this? Shooting 62%. 50% from three, 20 assists, and a 41-point first quarter. The bench is getting it done with 30, and they're attacking in the paint, 38-26. Russell Westbrook in the home paint. Big game, check this out. Players with 7,000 rebounds, 7,000 assists in NBA history. How about those names? Big O, J. Kidd, LeBron.
It's a great class of people to be with, and Westbrook right there. I tell you, as intense as he is attacking, the way he attacks the game, such a willing passer, always looking for his teammates. And the 10 assists in the first half was indicative of just how critical he is. You got to play to his pace. You get in the right spots, he'll find you. Monk's finding that out. You roll to the bucket, he's going to get you the lob. Guys are understanding that if you do the right thing, he'll get it done.
Malik Monk is doing a nice job in the starting lineup. A long-range three late last night, tonight, an eye-opening jam. Athletic. He has 7 as a Lake. Little OKC run.
Don't take this team for granted. Go get back out there, put your foot to the pedal, attack.
Keep the ball moving. When the ball was moving, they were very successful. Sometimes they want to isolate, ISO AD. Sometimes they stop moving it. keep it moving. It was popping really good.
You got everyone in. It's been a fun game. If
Yeah.
you can take care of business here in the third, you get a lot of guys some rest, come back home, get ready for Cleveland on Friday. That does it for us in the Jack in the Box halftime report.
Process.
It's just every time he's in a Laker uniform with this group, with our system, he just gets a chance to get a little more familiar. And, obviously he was terrific, especially down the stretch. 33, 8, and 10. And, really orchestrated the offense down the stretch. Had some great plays throughout the game with AD and with our bigs, lobbing the ball to the basket. But, really just I think he slowed down, just a little bit in terms of his paint attacks. And, to play 39 minutes with only 3 turnovers is a hell of a night with ball security. So, big step for him and big reason for the win.
But I told Russ, I said whether I'll play, Bron play, who we don't play, it doesn't matter. You still got to be yourself, and he did that tonight. The way he played tonight was incredible, and we need that from him every night. No matter if Bron is playing or not, or if I'm playing or not. Be yourself, and we'll find ways to kind of adjust around him. But anytime we have a guy